And if you missed any of today's qualifying, here's a look back at the highlights of the 4 sessions.
Complete his lap and comes across start-finish line now. Let's see, 1 minute 15:05, 16:056. So watching Sean McIntosh as he comes out of Hawthorne into this revised corner of Westfield Bend. Oh, and he's lost the car, and that is also trouble. Keep it out of the barrier. Good job by McIntosh.
Oh, Canada.
And we're going to see how Team GB gets on in this one. And he's gone through the first sector. 26.004, that's
Smart
25, I think, yeah, 25.004. Pretty quick, but I'm not sure if it's going to be fast enough. Into the left-hander now at Sterling's. Australia still the pace setters, and he gets it sideways. That's what you get when you don't have any traction control. The back wheel over the curb on the exit of Sterling's, and he throws it into Sterling's. Into clearways. A fantastic effort from Robbie Kerr.
Down the start, finish straight.
Team Australia have now completed their second time lap, and they have gone provisional pole.
Yes, Will Power doing a very good job clearly for Team Australia, regaining that provisional pole timing.
All black New Zealand car, so showing great form here at Brands Hatch. No doubt about it, they're consistently fast. Heading down underneath the bridge, he comes into clearways, chucks it in, off-camera exit here. He can't run too wide. That was beautiful from Nelson Piquet Jr. Is this going to be enough for Brazil to reclaim the top spot? Across the line he goes. Wait for the times to come through, and is it going to be enough? Just waiting for it to come through a little bit. So this is enough. It's a 16-0, and Brazil take the top spot back. On Team Australia, straight on with it and onto their flying lap. This is Will Power at the wheel. Wonderful name for a racing driver, isn't it? Will Power. But it works, he's quick. And let's see whether Australia can reclaim the top spot.
And he got a big slide as he came down Paddock Hill Bend. You had to get a bit of opposite lock on. It didn't really probably affect the lap time very much. Nevertheless, it indicates just the marginal levels of grip that are being generated, particularly on the start of that flying lap. You've got to go out on this sighting lap and really push hard to get and maintain the temperatures that you've generated through the tyre warmers before you leave the pits.
Well, as we mentioned, Alan Jones is team principal for Team Australia, and he won here at Brands Hatch back in 1980. He knows the track pretty well, but I'm sure he's just let Will get on with the programme. He was quick in the dry session yesterday. He's looking fast again here.
Yeah, good exit. Got it absolutely right on the exit of Hawthorns now. Drops down through Dingledale. Keep an eye as we come up into this sheen curve. The second sector time should be coming up. Currently, we're seeing Will Power is quickest in that first sector. So exits is quickest in that second sector. So this should be an improvement in overall time. And of course, it will put him to the top once again of the timing and scoring sheets.
So here we go. This is his third flying lap. If it's quicker than one of his others, he will then drop the slowest time. And Australia goes to the top, and it's the fastest time in qualifying. It's a 1:15.77. And Team Mexico, Salvador Duran has run wide.
Doesn't matter, he's actually completed his lap. So they've done a 1:16.2. Mexico are up to 5th place. That was coming through Paddock Hill Bend, having done his one flying lap. So why he went off, well, we'll have to ask him after.
Might have been trying to move out of the way of somebody. If you get offline at Paddock Hill Bend, then it can be a quick route into the gravel trap. But Mexico have gone 5th fastest. Oh, he went very wide in.
Well, he must have. There's no reason to be out in that part of the track. Whether he was looking down at the timing and scoring, and look at the way the car over the gravel bounces. Maybe he just looked down to the steering wheel and missed the entry into Paddock Hill Bend, which is something you do not want to do.
No damage to the car, we don't think, and hopefully not too much gravel on the track. Hopefully.
Let's see if this one's impressive as well, John. Out of clearways he comes, runs out to the white line, tucks into the pit wall to complete the lap, and New Zealand have set their third. They go fastest. New Zealand have gone, and it's at 1:15.3. That is the outstanding lap of the qualifying session so far, and it's from Matt Halliday for Team New Zealand.
He's going to take a monster lap from the Frenchman to drag this Team France car up into the front 2 or 3 rows of the grid.
Yeah, but he's capable of it. He did a great lap in the last session. He was one of the fastest in that second segment. If he does a lap that's the same, it will move him up a huge amount. And I think we're going to see Alex Premack move up, right up, challenging the likes of New Zealand, Australia and Brazil.
And of course, remember that even whatever he might do in this sector, or this session, it still could be improved upon because he only needs 2 good laps out of the 4 sessions. His first lap in the first session was a slow lap. His second one was very, very good. We wait to see now whether Premack can consolidate and maybe use second session and third session times to see an improvement. France.
Let's see where they've gone. Well, they've gone 4 fastest.
Well, here he comes, the man who's dominated the first 2 sessions, Nelson Piquet Jr., Team Brazil. He's now got to find a lap time closer to that we have seen from him in other sessions. He's got to do something in the middle 1 minute 15s to consolidate that provisional pole position he's been enjoying over 2 sessions. Further down the field, Team Ireland, who were doing so well after Tuesday. Look at that slide. Oversteer, power slide. We didn't see smoke off the tire, but we saw just about everything else.
That was a wonderful slide there from Nelson Piquet Jr. for Team Brazil. Brazil have been pushed back into 3rd position now by both New Zealand and Australia. But Piquet wants it back for the glory of his country. That's what it's all about. It's not just about him. It's about Brazil, and what a great heritage Brazil has in motorsport.
And I tell you, he is right on the edge of grip. He ran very wide in Dingle Dip, almost touched the grass as he went out to the left, then drew the car back over the rumble strips as he went through Sheen Curve, maximising the grip, maximising. Look at that, again, right out to the edge of the track, out of clearways coming through Clark Curve.
Wonderful stuff from Piquet. Is it going to be enough for Brazil? Goes fastest, and it's a 1:14.965. He's the first man beneath the 1:15-second barrier. Nelson Piquet Jr. takes provisional pole for Brazil.
To commence his final 1 qualifying lap out of 4 shots this afternoon.
Oh, he's thrown it into paddock. He was a touch wide, but he held it well. Now, is this going to be as dramatic a lap as we saw from Nelson Piquet? He's tight and tidy into the hairpin. A bit of a power slide out of the hairpin there, but he kept it beautifully under control. Now out of Graham Hill Bend.
I think he's overdriving. I think Will Power's just realising he's got to push very hard. He's on 3 corners, he's been marginal, and he's only had 3 corners to go through. Comes out of Sterling's understeer mid-corner as the car went out towards the curb. So I think, well, he's got a personal best in this sector, but that relates just to the times in this particular final session. So Will Power pushing absolutely as hard as he knows how to do, runs to the very edge of the curb coming out of Hawthorns, and then on the brakes, turns right, drops through Westfield and all the way down Dingle.
So can Team Australia snatch back that 2nd place, or even, I think first is a little bit out of reach, but you never know. If he put in a real mega lap here, maybe he could snatch pole position from Brazil. But he is pushing hard. You can see it. You get the evidence as the car bobbles and slides through the corners right out to the edge here. Where's he going to be? Australia about to cross the line. Will they improve on 3rd place? Wait for and it's 2nd. They've beaten New Zealand. But Team GB will be definitely hoping to beat the time that France have just set. Robbie Kerr will have the pressure on him, and he's on a flying lap right now.
But the one we've got to keep an eye on, as well as Robbie Kerr for Team GB, of course, is Matt Halliday for Team New Zealand, who currently is on, well, he's coming up to complete his final qualifying lap as Robbie Kerr goes through Sheen Curve and into Sterling's Bend, and he's going to come up to complete a lap.
Out he comes.
New Zealand has gone 2nd, ahead of France. Team New Zealand has regained that provisional front row grid position.
But what is Great Britain going to be able to do? They're down in 6th place right now. Robbie Kerr getting on the power. Will he improve on 6th position for Team GB? Across the line, the checkered flag comes out. It's the end of qualifying for the first ever A1 Grand Prix event here at Brands Hatch. Nelson Piquet Sr. had pole position for the last Formula 1 Grand Prix to be held here at Brands Hatch, and it's his son, some 20 years later, 19 years later to be exact, who has taken pole position for the A1 Grand Prix race.
So, today's qualifying determining this, the start of the sprint race. Brazil, New Zealand on the front row, followed by France and Australia. Then it's Great Britain and Switzerland on row 4, Mexico and Pakistan, then Malaysia with Alex Young in the driving seat. He finds himself in 9th, followed by 10th Japan, 11th Portugal. Ireland and Michael Devaney in 12th, Germany in 13th, Jos Verstappen of the Netherlands 14th, 15th Simpson, Italy 16th, USA Scott Speed 17th, Mikola for India 18th, Shandhok for India 19th, Charuza of the Czech Republic 20th, and those cars there at the back of the grid for tomorrow's sprint race.